Hi everyone, welcome back to Crafting with Slavie. I wanted to share some cards with you that I made while I was waiting for a bunch of new product to come from Simon Says Stamp. I have since received said product and I am going to be releasing an unboxing video in conjunction with this video just to show you what exactly I got. It's mostly lawn fawn and I'm really excited, and I'm going to tie it into some future videos, so make sure you keep checking my channel for that. And if you're not a subscriber yet, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss notifications of those future videos. So what I decided to do was I went through my crafty stash and I checked out some background stamps that I had. And I have a whole bunch of embossing powders because I just love them. I think they're beautiful, and I hadn't gotten a chance to use a bunch of them. So I thought that this would be a really great opportunity for me to use some background stamps and create some simple cards that are just really beautiful, slightly Valentine's Day themey, but not too much, and kind of make them almost like gratitude cards. But you could give them out as just nice well wishes for the Valentine's Day season. I'm not super into Valentine's Day, like my family and friends and I, we're not super lovey-dovey or anything like that, but a lot of us do appreciate just nice sentiments and caring for one another. So I cropped out a bunch of this process of the video. I stamped each of the background stamps, which I've linked below in the description. So if you would like to go check them out, they are both Simon Says Stamp stamps. I don't quite recall their name right now because I did not prep properly for this video, so bear with me. But I picked out two and I stamped each out twice. This is me switching over the stamps so you can see which one I was using. And I repeated the same process with the same 4 different embossing powders. All of these embossing powders are from Ranger. They make lovely embossing powders. I think this one is called Princess Gold. There's also Antique Pearl, Vintage Pearl, and Blush Pearl. I think that's the 4 that I used. Again, linked in the description below. And so I kind of sped up through this process because, I mean, you've seen embossing, I'm sure, 1,010 ways. So really, I pre-treated all the paper. I cut it down to a 6-inch by 8.5 size. So the paper that I get is 8.5 by 11 inches, just a regular letter size paper. And I cut it down to 6 inches on the one side so that I could get the whole stamp and then decide what I wanted to use. I also got to use my Distress Oxide inks for the very first time. So I went in here with spun sugar and worn lipstick. And this was my first time blending oxides together, first time playing with them. And I have to say, they blend like a dream. It was quite the experience. I was really impressed. They kind of glide across the paper, the inks, and it's just so smooth. And I didn't use any kind of specialty paper. This is just regular, I think it was 80-pound cardstock that I used to make most of my videos. Actually, I think this was 65-pound cardstock, if I'm being honest, because I have a whole ream of it and I'm trying to get rid of it. But it was just... it blended like a dream. It was great. I didn't do a lot of ink blending for this video because truly it was just getting to be a little bit too complicated. I'm still in the process of just getting some Oxide inks. So I'm trying to get them in 2s, but this Wilted Violet, for example, I don't really have another color to go with it other than the worn lipstick, and I didn't want to play with that too much. So and then the other background, I wasn't sure how to incorporate color into it, so I left it. It ended up working out, actually. I'm quite happy with the result of the cards. They're very simple, but they still get the sentiment across, which I really appreciated. So I hope you enjoy what they ended up looking like. But before we get there, let's talk some more about the cards. So I left this part in because for this, I decided to kind of go in and do highlight parts of this stamp by highlighting some of the hearts. So you can see that some of the hearts are darker, some are lighter, and then I just kind of tried to even it out. I then went through my stash, and I have a whole lot of great sentiment dies that I haven't gotten the chance to use, especially these ones from the Stamping Village. They're so cute. They have a lot of happy mail sentiments, which you can use to dress up your mailing envelopes, but you can also use them as individual sentiments, which is what I chose to do here. I had cut down all these pieces of red cardstock for a different project that I ended up not using this particular cardstock. So I stamped it out and then I white heat embossed it with white embossing powder, pardon me, from Ranger as well. And of course I left in all the parts where the heat embossing just changes color on camera because I can't help myself. It's so pretty. And I think I used 3 of the sentiments in total, again because it ended up just kind of taking too long, and I wanted this to be kind of quick and easy and done. So I did 4 of the same near the end, so I didn't have to worry about it any longer. And then I went on to die cutting. Now I cut my panels. I had a circle die from Simon with really pretty stitching around it, which is what I used for these. It's a little bit bigger, but it ended up working out really well. And then I used the basic rectangles from Simon, which is a nesting set of dies that I use for most of my cards when I need to cut out a panel. And I used the largest and the second largest, so I ended up with 2 different sizes of panels. And that's, again, just to play around and see what I like. I'm kind of I don't really like a border, but I thought that because these cards are so simple, it might give it a little something extra. So then I went ahead and I just adhered all of my panels to I guess it's a top folding card, because I do have them in the landscape orientation when they are done, so it ended up being a top folding card. And then for the ones with the smaller panels, to line it up, I did stand up to line it up, and that's so that I could see what I was doing. I do recommend standing up for some of these projects, especially when you're trying to line things up. It just makes it a lot easier to see what you're doing. And then I just laid out which sentiment I wanted on which card. The little elephant is really cute. And I attacked the back with foam squares, and then I just mounted my sentiment wherever I felt it was appropriate. So here I am just showing you what the cards look like in the end. They're all different, but this is another way that you can mass produce cards, still make them unique, but also super easy to mass produce. So I hope you found inspiration in this video. Hit the like button if you did. Again, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell for future videos. Thanks so much for joining me today. Bye!